Hi family, welcome back. We are day number 16 of our Planetary Self-Love Challenge, and today is Mars Day, and this challenge is actually going to be really relatable, I feel like, when it comes to where a lot of you guys may be at in this point in time of our challenge. Just like yesterday, I'm not going to talk too much about the energy of the planet Mars because we've already done that in the past 2 weeks. For today's theme, it really is about us having a little bit more encouragement as well as bold action and strength within ourselves. So with today being Mars, our theme really is behind having some form of strength and overcoming fear within that strength. With today being Mars Day, the planet of action is masculine, it is doing, it is forward movement. I want you guys to really challenge yourself on doing something that's out of your ordinary that would get you out of your comfort zone in regards to a fear that you have. Now, this fear can be something related to a relationship, maybe speaking out on something, maybe taking a little bit more bold action between you being a creator or an influencer, or maybe just in general, just taking a more bolder chance in regards to your creativity and your career. This could also be related to you applying for a new opportunity, you actually taking steps behind your new home. And or maybe this is something that you can relate to back on Saturday, on Saturn's day, when we talked about having more grounding boundaries and how we're going to actually put those boundaries out there. Today would be a great time to actually have that strength to really go out there and place those boundaries. Today can also be a very beautiful day to actually initiate those type of boundaries within yourself or with the people around you. The wellness for today is actually really simple. I honestly just want you guys to move your head. We all have hips and we all have energy that stores in our hip area, especially if you are a mother. And I feel like when we are actually able to move our hips, we are not only getting into the rhythm of just moving and allow our body to feel a little bit better, but then also at the same time, this is helping our physical chakras become aligned. This is helping our joints, this is helping muscle aches, this is just helping our hips in general to become a little bit more flexible, more loose, more at ease rather than stiff, and really keeping you buried down and not being able to feel like you can do anything. Today's challenge really is about pushing yourself beyond in what you think you would normally do, whether that is you setting boundaries, taking bold action, really setting the course in regards to how you want to move forward. But regardless, I really want you guys to have the energy of just bold action, strength, as well as taking action and overcoming your fear that may have popped up for you in the last few days. I hope you guys have a fantastic Tuesday. Let me know down in the comments if you guys have any more questions. That being said, I will see you guys on Wednesday for Mercury Day. Bye guys. Hi family, and welcome back. We are day number 17 of our Planetary Self-Love Challenge, and today is Mercury Day. Today's theme is actually going to be based off of the two zodiac signs that are ruled by the planet Mercury, which is Gemini and Virgo. The reason why I had the lens of today's focus be through Gemini and Virgo is because I really want you guys to think about having both play and curiosity. Play and curiosity is today's theme. Why they are today's theme is for two reasons and two reasons alone. One, it's actually really good to give our brains a reset, kind of like a downplay when it comes to the thoughts and the information that we're constantly receiving. We are literally seeing about 1 million different images each day, and our brain is having to decipher those images, put those said images into a specific place within your brain, and that place can be in regarding work, relationships, internal thoughts, ego, etc., etc. Our brains are so smart that it soaks in so much information that sometimes we kind of forget to know and remember and retain the information that we just received or the information that was kind of laid out upon us. So with that all being said, I really wanted today's theme to be based off of play and curiosity because it's good to give our brains a downtime, and it's also good to bring in that play. It's also good to bring in that playfulness, inner childlike in regards to our thoughts and how we think about ourselves. Today's activity is actually quite simple, and I think simple is very a minuscule way of just saying the bare minimum when it comes to having some play, when it comes to your thoughts. But I really would like for you guys to enjoy some type of puzzles, different types of games, different types of things that would improve or kind of spark your interest to want to learn more. The wellness activity is actually really even more simpler, and this is just having that intellectual conversation with friends or people that you feel you need or can learn more from a logical perspective. Now, there's a few things here when it comes to that, only just because when you are having these conversations, one, I need you guys to stay open-minded. I need you to not actually attack the person that you're asking to learn more from. Literally, two-way communication is one person speaking and another person actually actively listening, not listening just to interrupt and interject their reasoning, but to actually listen logically and pinpoint a way of verbally communicating not only their feelings but also like the actual facts in regards to their response. So when you are choosing to have this intellectual conversation with this person or people, make sure you are open. Make sure you are either taking notes so that you remember what your thoughts were in the midst of those conversations, and or you're allowing yourself to learn to have patience when actually communicating and hearing the other person's side instead of wanting to make your point only be valid. Now, if you got the two different kinds so far, activity is in the sign of Gemini and wellness is in the sign of Virgo. It's coming away from that criticism, but learning more, but then being able to have that balance of play and intellectual conversations. Now, getting back to the wellness, what you could also add into this is having a calming tea while you're having this conversation with people. Now, this could be herbs that are associated to the air element just to add more, but you could also use like chamomile, lavender, ginger, peppermint, things in that nature that would help open your mind and allow yourself to be at calm as you're having this conversation. Once you actually have done and had that conversation with these people or a group of individuals that you want to have this intellectual conversation with, this will then be the perfect time for you to take those notes and go ahead and put it in your journal. Reflect. Really get a sense of like, this is what I just learned. This is how I felt. I was able to communicate. I was able to listen. And this is how I'm actually feeling like I can move forward in regards to my communication. With that all being said, you guys, that is going to be Wednesday's challenge for today. If you have any questions, please let me know down below. I would love to help you guys out there. Regardless, I will see you guys for Thursday on Jupiter Day for our challenge. Bye guys. Hi family, welcome back. We are day number 18 of our Planetary Self-Love Challenge, and today is Jupiter Day. Now today's theme is actually going to be something really quite fun as we're kind of piggybacking off of yesterday. We're not going to do anything serious. We're not going to do anything really intense when it comes to this Jupiter energy. The only thing that I want you guys to do today is travel somewhere and do some exploration. Okay, those are the two things that is going to be our theme for today. For your activity today, this is actually going to be a nice little day trip or evening trip, depending on how and when you see this and how your actual schedule is for today. I really want you guys to try to go a little bit further than what you would normally do when it comes to your daily routine, your driving, your area, whether that be like maybe it's a different county or a different whatever. I don't know where you live, baby. But what I do know is that I would love for you guys to just take a moment to just do like a little trip that's around you and self-explore. Now, the reason why I want you guys to do like a day trip or learn something new about your cities, because knowledge is everything and expansion is always going to help you grow in some capacity. Now, with that being said, Jupiter's energy of just doing something a little bit different and actually aligning to certain things or directions that you want to go actually helps your expansion and actually helps you elevate to a different statue than where you were before. So you going out of your way like an additional 30 minutes or going to a different county or trying out a new restaurant or a new area of town that you haven't been able to go is a great way for you to expand, learn more about people. Maybe it's new cultures. I don't know what you want to do, baby, but I feel like whatever you're going to do today as the activity, go somewhere a little bit more further than you normally would. Expand yourself on the knowledge on the people and the stores and maybe the events that are going around town, and see how you feel at the end of the day. When it comes to your wellness, this is something that's going to go hand into last week, where we really did tap into this new version of ourselves, our new Sims character. We're manifesting them, we're connecting to them in a self-loving way. And then on Sunday and Saturday, we were grounding on our boundaries and really becoming who this new version is. Well, today's energy with Jupiter really is saying, okay, well, let's take that person, let's take the Sim character, and what is one dream or something that we want to accomplish as the Sim character? This is something that you could just sit down, daydream, let the download or just like that thought come to you for the rest of the day. But I really would like for you guys to energetically see how you can take this dream and then take it to the next step. If you have an ideal about yourself or like what you want to accomplish, well, then how do you actually choose that? How do you actually get in alignment to this thing that you want to achieve and you want to kind of cross off your bucket list? I feel like the more easier you're doing that or allowing yourself to really connect to that, the more seamless it's going to be for you to actually attain it as you are developing and becoming this new Sims character. With that being said, this is going to be the end of day number 18. I truly hope you guys had a good rest of your day. Enjoy your travel, take some notes of whatever you accomplish or whatever it is that you align to, and I will see you guys on Venus Day. Hi guys, family, and welcome back. We are day number 19 of our Planetary Self-Love Challenge, and today is Venus Day. I love Venus Day, and today is actually going to be very, very nice and soothing for you. Today, we're just doing an ultimate self-love date. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less, nothing intense about that. That is the theme for this Venus Friday. Now, today's activity is really quite simple, as I just want you guys to listen to some music and just move your body. Tap in, learn how to twerk if you need to, learn how to samba if you want. I really just want you guys to enjoy some music. It can be live, it can be on Spotify, it can be wherever. The wellness though, the wellness is a sensory as well as a sensual kind of wellness to do. Hear me out. First, we're going to go ahead and give yourself a nice slow massage. And this massage can be with oils. I would actually prefer to be with oils. And if it can't be oils, then some type of like shea butter, coconut butter, something where it's actually like a butter, and then rubbing it on your skin and just like really feeling it, getting really sensual with yourself. Now, what is this doing? It's really honestly like allowing yourself to really relax and get a familiar of your hands, your own movement, your own sensuality, get a sense of what actually feels good and what may be actually turning you on. You never know when you're gonna need that later. The second part of this wellness is really then setting yourself up and watching a romantic movie or some type of movie that makes you feel fucking good. A little spicer into that is go ahead and take yourself an edible. I'm not saying smoke just because that's an instant gratification with your lungs, and that's also kind of like can be heavy with your lungs, you know what I mean? Not condoning, not saying you should, but I'm just saying, right? You pop it, then you let that kind of marinate, you then do the oils on for yourself, and then you set yourself up with like a beautiful, nice, relaxing, feel good movie, romantic movie on the couch, on the bed, with your wine, with your water, with your snacks, whatever you got, baby, and just set yourself up with some happiness and really have some fun and relaxation with your self-love date. Also, just want to preface and say this is alone. This is alone, okay? I mean, your boo thing could be in the other room, but ultimately this is supposed to be you getting in touch with yourself during this time. With that all being said, you guys, this is actually it for Venus Day. I know I told you, quite simple. Enjoy the activity, dance a little bit, watch a movie, pop that thing, and have a good time. I will see you guys on our last day, which is on Saturn's Day. Hey guys. Hi family, and welcome back. We are day 20 of our Planetary Self-Love Challenge, and today is Saturn's Day with our theme being discipline and self-trust. Now today is our last day, and because it is on Saturn's Day, I really wanted our theme to really set the tone for how you move forward after this challenge. Within the past 3 weeks, we have really dove into a lot of things that are related to your inner child, your current desires, your manifestations, maybe unlocking a lot of things that you need to unblock and heal. But regardless though, they have opened up a lot of versions of who you are, and you're probably learning a lot about yourself that you didn't know beforehand, which obviously is a good thing. But at the same time, as this is the last day, you don't have someone like me having and holding your hand for accountability. And this is why I really wanted today's theme to be based off of discipline and self-trust. Now, discipline alone is a word that not a lot of us like to really deal with because it's adulting. It's having to deal with things that we don't really freaking care about, or maybe it is the things that we care about, but it's so fucking hard to actually do that said thing. Discipline with ourselves is even much harder than it is when you're disciplining with someone else that's out of your control. Disciplining others, there's other ways to put blame, there's other things that you can sit there and say that caused the issue for it to not work. But when it comes to yourself, when it comes to your own journey, when it comes to you actually making those decisions based off of those choices that you made, and having to either experience the good or the bad, but having a clear space about it, it all depends on how you are, how you've grown, what you've learned, and what you're willing to move forward on. I will continue continue to say this over and over and over again. To me, Saturn is the hardest teacher in astrology. Saturn is going to make sure that you either learn that lesson this round, or I'm going to come back and bite you in the butt and you really are going to learn it, because this time now you got one leg. You don't have two legs to stand on. There's nothing that you need to be distracted on of these things. You need to be setting focus and doing the things you're supposed to do in regards to like what feels good in your reality, right? For your journey, for your healing, for your growth. So discipline within yourself is something that not a lot of us can take in. It's hard to kind of have that rapport with ourselves and that honest rapport that, yeah, I could probably do a little bit better about this, and then actually doing that. It's one thing to say it, but it's another thing to put action behind it. And then it's another thing to be consistent with that. Discipline. Now, in regards to self-trust is that alone. It's hard for us to trust other people, let alone also ourselves. When we trusted ourselves in the past, that actually got our hand bitten. We got some discouragement. We've been told we're a liar, etc., etc. Self-trust and trusting who we are and trusting our gut, our intuition, our desires, our future, the things that we want to have, takes a lot of courage, and it takes a lot of discipline to keep that in your mind without having yourself to go backwards and think like you're failing or something wrong is going on. Self-trust is trusting your gut and trusting this direction and not being fearful about what's going to happen moving forward. You are trusting yourself in regards to who you are and what your next step is. So you're not fumbling the bag. You're not going to outside people for answers or concerns or getting their insight. You're trusting yourself and doing it, and consistently not being fearful about what your path is going to happen for you next. With all that being said, your activity for today is I really want you guys to just write 10 things that you really did enjoy. What did you learn? What are the things that you're willing to work on in regards to this challenge? You've been with me for 20 days now, and this is a gratitude aspect. This is a gratitude list of what you have learned, what you are appreciative, and how you're going to be moving forward in that. That is your activity. I want us to really just pause and be present and see how far did we come, because I know you probably took notes about how you were when you started. So how are you right now 20 days later? Now, the wellness of this is actually correlating to your self-love, which again, this is the whole point of this planetary challenge, is for us to develop and connect to our self-love. In my opinion, I truly do believe that the self-care activities that you do equals out to your self-love. The things that you are tapping into, and it makes you feel good, it makes you feel like you're learning more about yourself, you're able to decompress certain your stressors, you're able to connect to yourself, your higher self, your inner child, just you in general. You're able to love who you are, to give yourself that love, to give yourself those presents, to give yourself that space and that time. Despite time not being real, but giving yourself that time, you know what I mean? So the wellness within this today is really taking account of what are your self-care activities that align to your self-love, and that is what you do as far as how to make your own self-care menu. For 20 days, you've been able to learn and heal yourself, to give yourself what you need. So take that list and make it into a menu. With that all being said, you guys, this is the end of your video. Thank you so much for participating in this challenge. You should be giving your guys self some kudos and love and hugs. Thank you for participating. I will see you guys at the next one, and I am sending you so much love and light. Bye, guys.